Ndị be anyị, asị m ka ụbọchị nke taa mara na anyị mma. Asịkwa nka nke echiri ya zelu. Anyị sị ụtụtụ ọma, ehihie ọma, mgbede ọma. Depends on the time and your location. You are joining us today at Eastern News 24. Anyị sị ka Chukwu oke abịa ma gozie unu niile n'ofu n'ofu. Otu anyị kwuru, otu aka ya dịrịrị. Ise. Dịka anyị si kwuo unu nkwa, anyị kwuru unu nkwa na gana wetara ya bụ daily update bụ gbasịta maka ife na-eme n'iru akwụkwọ na gbasịta maka ihe na-eme na the Old Eastern Region ka anyị na-akpọ ndịda anyanwụ. Dịka o si dị ya bụ ụlọ anyị n'iru akwụkwọ ife Fulani esmen, Fulani na-achụ efi. O nwere ife na katakata na-ada n'ime house ka a na-akpọ House of Senate Parliament on passing a bill on grazing bill na Old Eastern Region, all the Eastern Region. So I'm talking ya bụ ife. Unu ga-esi ya bụ ife, nwanne anyị nwoke mere the analysis very well, one of our brother. Unu ga-esi ya bụ ife, unu ekwu alụ ife uche gbasịta maka ya bụ ife ndị a niile kwugasị n'iru akwụkwọ. All right, over to you.
Our constitution, which that is in section 41, which says that every Nigerian is free to move around with their businesses and in any part of the country. That's where the argument is. And that's what we are looking at tonight, taking a look at the legal angle to this. Mr. Maxwell Okpara, thank you so much for joining us on this. Yes, section 4142 has become an argument with the anti-open grazing bill that has scaled second reading in the Nigerian Senate. Can you just please give us an insight into the relationship between this bill and that section?
Thank you, Ijoma, for having me once again. I want to start by saying that the senators that objected to this bill should be recalled immediately by their various constituencies. They should exercise their power under Section 69 of the Constitution to recall them, because they have lost it and they don't even know why they are there. Now, what do I mean? This is a bill that will help to assist the people that you are representing to start living like a human being, not like an animal. The people that you are representing are living inside bush. Somebody, 7 years, 10 years, will start rearing cow from all the way from Benue to a place like Bayelsa, living inside bush. And a senator who is living in Asokoro is telling us that a Fulani man does not ask you for school, does not ask you for better house, somebody that you are representing. Now, Ijoma, morally, does that person qualify to be in that house? Look at the characters, those that are making laws for us.
Are you aware that they were elected by
Who elected them?
They represent a group of persons.
Anyway, that one is the talk about.
And if those people they represent
now,
are some of those people you are saying should recall them?
That is what I'm saying now, because they impoverish those people. They force them so that they will not be asking them questions. Because when you are 7 years, you have started living in the bush with cow, in the name of rearing cow. As at 30 years, how will you be reasoning?
But that has been that has been their culture. And that's what they call them nomads.
Yes, I accepted that is their culture. Let those senators, I think how many of them? 5 of them. Let them tell us the place, the bush, their own children are rearing cow. Let's start from them. It's their culture. It's a good work. It's something that we should encourage. They should tell us how many children they have. Where are they? Their children are in the UK, in US. Attending the best school with the money, the constituency allowance they gave them. Because
but are you aware that some of these senators are farmers and they own some of these cows?
That is what I'm saying now. That is what they tell us. Are you know what I'm saying? They should tell us their own children. Are you know what I'm saying? Their grandchildren. Where are they? If you should, before you say that it's good, you should allow open grazing migration. We should encourage it. That children should come out of school and enter inside bush and start rearing cow. Let their children, where are their children? They should, like I expected, I think that's Danjuma Agoje, former governor of Gombe State. You should have told us that I have 5 children. All of them are inside bush as I'm talking to you.
Adamu
Alero also.
Yes.
They should be able to say, I have 7 children. As I speak to you, all of them are inside bush now, rearing cows. That is when we take him serious. So now, I'm here to talk about the law. which they want to use to justify their submissions. Now, Section 41 they are talking about is talking about right to freedom of movement. Assuming without conceding that the right, they are talking about they are restricting people. You have a right, freedom of movement. That doesn't mean that I should enter into your farm as I like and destroy your crops. In every right, there must be exception. Now, it's talk about right to freedom from discrimination, section 42. Discriminating against who? Are they the only people that are rearing cows? They are trying to tell us that it's only Fulanis, it's only Hausas that are rearing cows. There are some people, other tribes that are also into that business. Now, the point we are making is that this particular section does not apply. That does not mean that probably when you have your cow, you have your ranch, after grooming them, you can carry them to southeast in your lorry to go and sell. Not to moving them inside somebody's farm, as I think I saw one of the video you show here, how they are destroying, the cows are destroying somebody's crops. So the right we are also talking about, just like what the Senate President said, is for human beings and not for animals. So coming to tell us that it offends the provisions of Section 41 and Section 42 of freedom of movement and freedom of discrimination, it doesn't work. And telling us that enacting that bill will invalidate the provisions of the Section 42 and 41 and 42 of the Constitution. May I also inform him that he should read Section 45 very well. Look at, in fact, let me start to read that Section 41 he talks about. He said, nothing in subsection 1 of this section shall invalidate any law that is reasonably justified in a democratic society. I'm talking about the Section 41 he's talking about. Then you talk about the restriction. When we started, I told you that in every law, in the enforcement of fundamental rights we are talking about, there are restrictions and the derogations from the fundamental rights. What are the restrictions? What are the derogations? I'm talking about the exceptions. Now, if you watch this, he said, nothing in these sections, we are talking about Section 41, Section 37, nothing in these sections of this Constitution shall invalidate any law that is reasonably justified in a democratic society. A, in the interest of defense, public safety, public order, and the public morality and public health. B, for the purpose of protecting rights and the freedom of other persons. I don't know whether you're getting what I'm saying. Then 2 said, an act of National Assembly shall not be invalidated by only reason that it provides for taking during periods of emergency or measures that derogate from the provisions of these sections. Now, what this law is talking about is that where your own right stop is where another person's right continue. So you cannot say that you have the right of freedom of movement. You start moving your cows from somebody's farm, destroying their farmland, destroying all their crops in the name of rearing cows. And when they arrest you, you said, no, I have freedom of movement. It doesn't apply. Then secondly, morally, this particular open grazing migration has created more harm than good in this country. Many people, it has, when we started having herders and farmers clash, that resulted in loss of life, both in Jos, in Benue, in all parts of the country, is as a result of this open migration. And this is something that would have done earlier before now. But because of President Buhari that time, you can see the former Senate President talking about it. Do you know why he was unable to talk about it that time? Because he's watching the body movement of Buhari that time. Because there is a way he will talk. Buhari will ask the former EFCC chairman to go and get him arrested. So everybody was afraid of him that time. Now that he feels that he's free, you can see that he's speaking out. So this particular law, anybody that is opposing it is an enemy to this democracy and development of this country. Because many people, many children, many destinies has been destroyed as a result of this law. Because one, just imagine somebody that is 7 years. You have started living in the bush. You don't even know what is school. You need to see all these children. 5 years, living inside the bush. As we are talking now, some people are inside the bush. As they are moving, any place is dark, that they will just see that place as their own farmland. And who are the owners of all those cows? These are the senators we are seeing. These are the owners of all those cows. Impoverishing these people so that they will not start reasoning like a human being, so that they will not ask them questions. So that's why I'm calling, if it will be possible, let the people that are representing, let them exercise their power under Section 69 and start recalling them. They are not even qualified to be a councillor.
But Mr. Maxwell, you see, this issue of anti-open grazing law,
Yes.
it was an issue in Benue, in the last Benue State administration.
Who made this an issue?
No, when I mean an issue, it was introduced,
Yes.
and they kicked against it.
Who?
They even had to bring politics into it.
Who kicked,
in Benue State
against
at
it?
that time.
Who kicked against it?
Some persons did. They kicked against it. They raised questions.
It's because of the government we are having that time. Have you forgotten the kind of government that we are having that time? Buhari don't never obey Nigerian law. Buhari doesn't believe in Nigerian law. Buhari don't even know what we are talking about. So he's a tribalist. He doesn't even know what we are talking about in rule of law. How can you be talking about open migration in this 24th century? Where has he done?
So you're saying, what you are saying now is that the law should be welcome.
Of course.
So they should allow it scale through.
That, in fact, it is unheard of.
But you know that the issue of legislature, if it has to come to election, they vote.
That's what I'm saying
They
now.
vote. And numbers will determine those that are voting for the law.
Yes, that is.
And when we get to that stage, will it scale?
Yes, it will.
It will.
Yes, it will. Because when you begin to, that's why I brought this book now. So probably these are my books on human rights. So probably you help me send it through your National Assembly reporter. He will give it to all those
senators.
All those senators, so that they will read it and understand what we are talking about, enforcement of fundamental rights. In fact, open grazing migration itself, that act itself is a violation of rights. It's complete violation of rights because one, right to life under Section 33 is being violated. Freedom of movement, because when they are moving, the farmers will run. You are talking about right to own property. Any right you can talking about, discrimination. Most of the times you see them, all those the bad one among them, they will use their cutlass to uproot crops and give to their cows.
Animals, their
You
cows.
can see one now. They will even move them inside the farm.
Even the city center in
Yes.
Abuja. Just imagine the beautiful roads and you see cows crossing.
I'm even disappointed in Wike self because I was thinking that this is what Wike would have given, the first thing that he would have even done when as soon as he resumed as the minister for FCT. Because when people say, hey, but now, I don't know whether it's lack of political will or who has the monopoly of violence. They were able to achieve that in that time because they had their father who was ready to back them. If you do, we ask military to go and clear those people. You will see them carrying AK-47. If you get them arrested, you ask the SS to release them.
But you know that they are that sector is a very important sector in our economy.
Which sector?
These nomads, animal husbandry, those who practice animal farms.
So if there is no open grazing migration,
yes,
you will not eat meat.
No, what I'm saying is, if there will be, the law is passed, probably this will push government to now make them more comfortable, isn't it?
IJ, listen, let me tell you. This one is even unheard of. When you are talking about rearing cow, listen, when I was growing up, when I was in primary school, my parents are local farmers. I do assist them. My father do have goats. When you come back from school, you help my father go inside bush, go and get, leaves that all those goats will eat. I have my own local poultry. We assist them. And if in my own village, in Amuzi, I have some local government area of Imo State, you don't move your goats to another person's farm, except where a particular farm that they're about to farm. Probably there are grasses that place. You can now move your goats there. But immediately they farm that place, you don't move your goat there because it is a law. So what we are talking about is that when we stop this open grazing, it will help all those children to go back to school. You can see how a senator, you come out in the National Assembly, where the international community, everybody is watching to say that Fulanis, they are not asking you for school. They are not asking you for house. They are not asking you for good living. A senator representing all those people, that you should be thinking about how to send all those people to school, how to make them to start living like a human being, and you are here trying to justify what you are doing. Probably, if you count his cow now, his cow is his own cows is over 10,000. So he was looking for somebody that will be rearing his cow instead of him to go and get a particular ranch where he will be running his business. And you are saying moving what? When we are talking about moving, it's not talking about cow. Are you now saying that people should be moving their farm, carrying their farm from Benue to Bayelsa, from Imo State to Adamawa? Is that what you are talking about? So you don't misinterpret the law. And you are a lawmaker. And you are quoting the law wrongly. So that's why this book now, I'm giving them free.
Free of charge?
Yes.
But so it's not enough. There are more than
two of them.
Okay, the two of them.
If they need more, they can come and pay.
All right, let's quickly tell you that you can be a part of this conversation. You can go to our social media platform, precisely the X platform. X is formerly Twitter. Sending your messages. Follow me at EJ or Samo. Send your message, I will take it. And you also send a message to our official AIT is there. You can get our AIT Twitter account and send a message there. Or you go to Democracy #2 Day with the double Y to send your account. Let me take this coming from Emeka Agbaze. Emeka is saying, Madam EJ, on the anti-grazing bill, first, I think it was introduced as bill to establish ranches and not anti-grazing as posted by the media. Furthermore, I'm surprised that Senator Lalong from Plateau State, who should have known better, and the security risk posed by those cow headers or rearers. Please tell Senator Goje that the ranch establishment bill will rather serve the betterment of the Fulani people. He alleged does not benefit anything from Nigeria, as this bill will open an opportunity for them to be accounted for and provided for. So it is coming from Comrade Agbaze Emeka, the streets comrade. So he's saying that the bill is not what they don't understand it, that the way the media is presenting the bill is totally different from what the bill is. So that is coming from one of our, so you can be a part of this, sending your messages, we'll take them as they come. As long as we have, okay, Emuka, MOPHG is saying, EJ, look nice today, thank you. Well, every right of man has a limitation. Nonetheless, for food security in Nigeria to be assured, there should be, as a matter of incumbency, a law against open grazing. So that's what Emoka is also sending. Let's get your messages. And our phones are open if you want to be a part of it. Before we say a good night on the program, you can call in and be a part of this conversation. Now, Barrister Maxwell, you have spoken that it has no relationship with Section 41 that says every Nigerian has a right to move around. Yeah. So it is to disabuse the minds of those who think that it is against a certain people in Nigeria, isn't it?
Yes, I'm going to submit a memo to the public hearing so that, because even when he was talking about that Section 41 and Section 42, his mouth was shaking. I heard him saying, I didn't that the same president.
Were you there?
I was watching now.
Watched from the TV, yes, and you saw the mouth shaking.
Yes, now. You know, you can replay it. So the same president would have even asked him to just read that Section 41, because what he wants to do, he wants to use it to justify his submission, and you can't even bring it under fundamental right, for Christ's sake, because these are the laws, these particular practices. These are the practices that were done over 200, 300 years ago, and we are bringing it in this present government. AJ, do you know that, had it been that Nigeria is a country that is operating rule of law, where our laws are being respected, all the governors that allowed these little children to be in the bush rearing cow should be arrested.
Okay, we'll come back to you. We have Emeka calling from Enugu. Emeka, thank you so much for joining us, for calling in, and let's hear from you. Emeka from Enugu.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. What's your take on the discussion tonight?
Hello, Ijoma, good evening.
I can hear you, Mr. Emeka.
Okay. I want to comment on the issue at hand at the station there.
Go ahead.
The lawyer in your station is saying the proper thing. Is completely in order what he's saying. The senators should know that the reason they are giving that is a cultural thing is unacceptable at this 21st century. They should have a ranch where those cows should be kept and properly taken care of. It will increase their revenue. It will stop all this crisis. It will provide the opportunity for the areas to go to school. It will provide an opportunity for Nigeria as a nation to know their people. Because the Fulani we know before now, they are very peaceful. Like in my own village in Enugu, we've lived with them for over 20 years. But those of them that are coming from the Central African Republic, they are very hostile. They are not like Nigerian Fulanis. So if we have that ranch, it will help the government to checkmate the influx of those people who are coming to this country with those cows, and they are the one causing major problem in our country. Let's work as a nation and not as a tribe.
All right, thank you so much, Emeka. And there we have a tweet coming from PIE. It says, "Good evening, EJ. I really thank the barrister for his knowledge of the law. Open grazing is outdated and must be discouraged in Nigeria." You just heard from our viewers.
My own interest is the senators and the members of the parliament. They should watch these people. Because I saw yesterday when the Senate President said that any law that offends the provisions of the Constitution, they will not apply to it. Maybe he's trying to give consideration to Section 41 and 42. Mr. Senate President, the same Constitution under Section 41 is even talking about, say that nothing will invalidate your own law, which you enact as a result of this, if it is for public safety, public order, health, everything that has to do with that will benefit the democracy, enact the law. The law permitted you. Because you have a fundamental right does not mean that you can be causing trouble in the society. We have seen where some people want to carry out protest. They will give an order that protest is being cancelled. It's their right to protest. But when the government discover that this your protest is going to be cancelled, they will restrict you, not to talk about National Assembly. So when you say that it offends the discriminating against who? Are you not the person discriminating against all those poor children? You, Senator Aliero and Senator Goje and the Kawu, three of you. Are you people not the person discriminating against your own children and all those poor children in the bush? Where are your children? Where are they? Are they in the bush rearing cow? You that is a senator. Are you not supposed to, during your recess time, do you go and rear cow? Don't you go to travel to abroad for medication and you allow some other persons? Are you not discriminating against them? Where are you living? Where are those people living? They are living in the bush and they are living in Asoko.
Mr. Maxwell.
So they are the people that should be accused of discrimination. How much is their take home? And look at him there. He said that.
Mr. Maxwell, you are becoming too personal on this issue.
I should be personal.
You are becoming too personal.
I'm a human being. Oh, AJ, you cannot. Listen, I'm a father.
We have another caller.
You cannot see these children.
Mr. Maxwell, we have another caller. Chukwuemeka is coming.
And they are in the bush.
Hold on. Chukwuemeka from Karu. Thank you so much, Chukwuemeka, for joining us on the program tonight. So what's your take on the discussion? Chukwuemeka? Yes.
Hello.
I can hear you, please.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello?
Good evening. Go ahead.
This is Chukwuemeka calling from Kamabuja.
Okay.
Yes. Well, concerning about the issue you flagged fortnight, first of all, let me greet Maxwell, my big brother. I greet you. Concerning the issue of this open grazing, I think this thing started from the last administration. I believe the last administration got it wrong because that is where the problem of this issue of farmers headers clash. But to me personally, I don't believe it's farmers headers clash because the headers are the one that even killing the farmers when they meet them in their farm. So when I hear farmers headers clash, it's somehow I don't so much believe in that story. So, but coming to this issue, I think I support what the bill is talking about.
All right.
We have to stop this issue of open grazing because it's not really helping us as a country.
Thank you so
Rather,
much.
we continue cleaning ourselves as a result of rearing cows.
Thank you so much, Chukwemeka. We appreciate
So my
your comment
parting
on the
word,
program.
IJ.
So, Barrister Maxwell.
My parting words.
Yes, please.
I just want to encourage the Senate President. Honestly, we have not benefited any single thing since you become the Senate President. If this one is the only thing that you achieve as a senator, so that we can now say thank you, don't allow anybody to kill this bill.
Thank you so much.
This bill should have its way. As you quickly do that of
Barrister Maxwell, thank
national
you.
anthem,
We
make
appreciate
sure that this
and,
one pass.
well, that's how we say. That was how we say thank you for joining us on the program and for being a part of this.
ndị be anyị daalụ nne kwunu si na-esoro anyị ya na-eme n'iru akwụkwọ dịka iso wee gee ya bụ ife ịnụrụ ihe the Ballon the Gentle Lion kwugasị n'iru akwụkwọ n'ụbọchị nke tata ọzọ dịka ibe ya bụ ka efi nwere ikwu gbasịta maka ya bụ ife ndị a niile kwugasị n'iru akwụkwọ ife okwu olili nne o kwuru ya dịka o si dị ka efi nwere ike ikwu gbasịta maka ya bụ ife drop ya on the comment section below. Chetakwa ya bụ Eastern News 24 ka anyị si were wetara unu nnukwu ozi ya dị oke mkpa. Daalụ na ụmụnne m, gwa nke emesịa.